Howdy. It's so good to be here with all of you. I was supposed to be on at like 9:30, and they say that punctuality is a sign of professionalism, so I'm the least professional person at the summit. So anyway, it's really good to be here with all of you. I only have a few minutes, but I want to tell you a couple of stories. In Orlando, Florida, there was a woman that worked at an abortion clinic named Lorinda. She was a nurse there and had been there for quite some time. She had had a few abortions by a doctor named Dr. Pendergraph. And he often skirted around the law and performed abortions way past the law allowed in the state of Florida. And one such instance was a time that Lorinda was working there, and a woman came in, and she was 30 weeks pregnant. And they had given her the necessary medications to induce her labor. And during the process, she began to feel pressure down in her pelvic area. And the woman ran to the bathroom. And she delivered her 30-week-old baby alive in the toilet. And as she was delivering, she began screaming. And Lorinda and Lorinda's supervisor ran into the restroom to see what was going on. And they heard her delivering her baby, and they heard the baby splash into the toilet. And then they heard a paddling noise. They heard the baby paddling its legs and its arms in the toilet. Lorinda leapt to try to get the woman off the toilet to save the baby, but was physically restrained by her supervisor and was not allowed to save the child. And Lorinda said that she heard the paddling for several seconds and then heard silence. And she knew that the baby had drowned. That was in Orlando, Florida. In Pennsylvania, there was a doctor by the name of Kermit Gosnell, and there was a woman named Adrienne Moten. Adrienne Moten had several abortions by Dr. Gosnell. She began to work for him at a young age after having had abortions by him. And during her time there, she really grew to love him as like an uncle. He took care of her, he paid for her bills, took her out on outings, really sort of groomed her to be a part of his family. She felt indebted to him, and she became his right-hand woman in the clinic. There were many times that Dr. Gosnell would deliver almost full-term babies, and they would be alive. When these babies would be born alive, he would take a pair of household scissors, and he would turn the babies over as they would straddle his arm, and he would puncture the back of their necks with these household scissors. And he would call it snipping. He would snip their spinal cord to kill them, to murder them. Several women died inside of Kermit Gosnell's clinic. That was not why his clinic was raided. It was actually raided because they thought that he was running a pill mill, which he was. But it wasn't the deaths, it wasn't the murders of the innocent babies that caught the state's attention. It wasn't the deaths of the women that caught the state's attention. It was because he was handing out prescription narcotics at a rate that he shouldn't have been. Eventually, when they walked in, they found bottles of jars of babies' feet that he had cut off, hundreds of babies' feet he had cut off and kept in jars. They found all kinds of crazy things in his clinic, and Gosnell was actually convicted of murder. And Adrienne turned state's witness, and she was put in federal prison for 3 years. Both of these women are now a part of our ministry, and then there were none. Both of these women witnessed murders. Both of these women witnessed things that are absolutely unthinkable to our minds. They participated in things that are absolutely unexplainable, unimaginable to our minds. Yet they're happening in our society each and every day. I have a session later on this afternoon at 4 where we're going to be going through the traits of a serial killer, and we're going to compare them to abortionists in our nation. You will be surprised at how similar the two are. I think we all have been pleased with some of the things that we have seen come out of this current administration. But these are things that we expected. Mexico City policy, that's like a ping pong ball. We expect that to go back and forth dependent on the administration. We expected, and of course, are so thankful that Trump pardoned the 23 pro-life prisoners. We are very thankful that now we finally have some common sense and don't have 3,000 genders in our country. I'm glad that Trump restored the Hyde Amendment. That was precedent for 50 years. But I want to make something clear. That did not defund Planned Parenthood. Not even close. The bulk of the abortion industry's money comes from Title 19 funding, which is traditional Medicaid funding. It also comes from Title 10 cash grants, Title 20 cash grants, and Title 5 cash grants. That's the bulk of where their funding comes in this country. And every single penny that goes into Planned Parenthood's bank account is completely and 100% fungible. Do you understand what that means? Their abortion money and their family planning dollars goes into one bank account. So to say that, oh, we've defunded Planned Parenthood because we've taken away their abortion money is completely and 100% false. So while we absolutely appreciate what President Trump has done so far, it is not enough. And we are going... And as the pro-life generation, we are going to continue to demand more. We are going to continue to demand more of our pro-life administration. Yes? Yes. We are going to continue to demand full defunding of the abortion industry in the United States. And we are not going to let anyone in this movement, anyone, anywhere, tell us that it is not possible to defund our country's largest abortion facilities. We are not going to allow that to happen. We are not going to allow anyone to tell us it's not possible. Of course it is possible. Of course it is possible to defund the biggest murderers in our society. Of course it is. And if you tell us there's not a way, then I'm going to tell you, find a way. There is a way, and we are going to make it happen. And if he is truly the greatest pro-life president of our time, then I demand that he do this. This would be the greatest pro-life victory of our time. We are not just here to regulate abortion, friends. We are here to abolish abortion. And we are here. We are going to be here. We are going to stay here. We are going to be resolute. We are not going to compromise until every one of these murder facilities are shut down. They are closed down. They are shuttered. Until every baby is protected. until every one of these chemical abortion pills, the pills are flushed down the toilet, not the babies. And we are going to keep fighting until abortion is abolished in this land. Thank you all so much, and God bless you.